Welcome 4-Hers and families to the 2020 Virtual Achievement and Awards Ceremony. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Samantha Ferret and I love 4-H. I even like to say that I bleed green. I've been a 4-H'er since I was 9 years old and I'm currently a volunteer leader serving on our County Leaders Council in the Office of Treasurer and the Indoor Committee as Secretary. I am so excited to be here with you this evening to celebrate all of your accomplishments throughout the past 4-H year. Let us begin by standing, removing our hats, and joining in saying the U.S. and 4-H pledges respectively. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living, for my club, my community, my country, and my world. So before we get started, I want to explain a contest that we're having throughout this achievement night. So we are doing a movie quote trivia countywide contest. There will be quotes from movies throughout this whole presentation, and you are to record your answers on the worksheets given to you by your club leaders. There are 11 quotes, so you have to pay attention throughout the entire award ceremony to get all 11. There will be prizes determined at the end, and you'll need to turn in your worksheets to your club leaders by Friday, November 31st. Oh, sorry, not the 31st, the 13th. And I will give you your first quote right now, and then you have to listen and pay attention for the other 10 throughout the show. Your first quote is, "We'll either die free chickens or we'll die trying. Are they the only options?" That's your first quote. All right. So to start off our awards program, we will be announcing by club those members who earned discs and certificates for their achievements within their 4-H projects this year. To earn a certificate in each 4-H project, a member must complete their record books for that particular project. The next level of award is the discs. These are meant to be displayed on the members' plaques that they received after they complete their first year in Broadwater County 4-H. So let me briefly explain how members earn their discs for a project award. If the member is in their first year of the project, completes their record book and 2 elective activities, then the member earns a disc. If a member is in their 2nd through 5th year in their project area, they must complete their record book plus complete 3 elective activities, And lastly, if the member is in their 6th year or more in the project, they must first complete their record books and 4 additional elective activities to earn that disc. Example of elective activities are, but not limited to, exhibiting at the county fair, participating in workshops, giving a presentation, or participating in a service activity, all related to that project area. I would now like to invite our community club leaders forward to present the club awards. The Old Baldy Club is up first, and here is their leader, Alice Krager, to present the awards.
Thank you, Sam. Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to be able to share my club's achievements. It's kind of a long list, so here we go. First, we have our Cloverbug members, all earning a certificate for their completion. Anna Hoffman, Carter Smouse, Ethan Fortner, Cash Hensley, and Kensley Sangray. Next, we have Josie Brummer. She's receiving a disc for her food and nutrition project. Brant Fortner receiving a disc for his robotics. Abigail McCauley receives a certificate for her sheep and a disc for her swine. Hayden Poe is receiving a disc for her dog project. Carolyn Schmaus receiving a disc for her food and nutrition project. Mackenzie Truesdale receives a disc for all 3 projects, food and nutrition, outdoor adventure, and rabbit. Ava Bowes receives a certificate for sewing and shooting, archery. Wyatt Hensley gets a certificate for his swine project. Connor Lamb gets a certificate for dog and a disc for archery. Sophia Lamb is getting a disc for her dog project. Bella McDaniel gets a certificate for photography and sewing and a disc for dog, goat, horse, leathercraft, poultry and rabbit. Kyla Meisner gets a disc in all of her projects for food and nutrition, outdoor adventure, photography, robotics, sewing and archery. Claire Swanson gets a certificate for dog and a disc for her rabbit. Riley Erickson gets a disc in all her projects: cake, decorating, horse, poultry, sheep and visual arts. Carissa Fortner is getting a disc for food and nutrition and a certificate for knitting. And now I have clue number 2 for your movie quiz quotes. It says, "I shall call him Squishy, and he shall be mine, and he shall be my Squishy." Next is Joseph Krager, getting a certificate in photography and a disc in horse, leathercraft, poultry and swine. Jazel Reagan is getting a certificate in swine and a disc in beef. Caleb Swanson is getting a certificate in shooting sports and a disc in robotics. Kaylee Connor is getting a disc in all her projects: dog, goat and self-determined. Grace Krager is getting a certificate in babysitting and a disc in her other projects: dog, food and nutrition, goat dairy, goat meat, horse, leathercraft, poultry, swine and veterinary science. Kaylin Sangre is getting a certificate in shooting, archery, sports and a disc in food and nutrition and swine. Grady Erickson is getting a disc in all his projects: poultry, shooting sports, hunting and wildlife, and small bore rifle and swine. We're almost there, hang in there. Scarlett McDaniel's getting a certificate in babysitting, photography and rabbit, and she gets a disc in her other projects: beef, goat meat, leathercraft and poultry. Vincent Putz gets a certificate in food and nutrition and small bore rifle. And Z Cervantes gets a certificate in beef and also in swine. And Jonah Wishman gets a certificate in exchange, robotics and shooting. And I'm so proud of all of you. Thanks for being here tonight, those of you who could be here. And for those of you watching, congratulations to everybody. Yay!
So give another hand to the Old Baldy 4-Hers. And now please welcome Terry Howie, leader of the Crow Creek Clover Club, to present her awards.
Thanks, Samantha, and now we're ready for the Crow Creek Awards. Receiving a Clover Bud certificate is Blake Roberts. Tucker Volkman also receives his Clover Bud certificate. Emmy Judd receives a disc in swine. Ryan Stites receives a certificate in horse, Western level, and visual arts. Cannon Green is receiving a certificate in sheep and swine. Chase Roberts receives a disc in poultry and swine. Lucas Roberts receives a disc in shooting sports archery and a certificate in swine. Olivia Roberts is receiving a disc in sewing and swine. Tegan Volkman is receiving a disc in cake decorating, a certificate in food nutrition cooking level 1 and shooting sports archery. Benson Judd receives a certificate in sheep and swine. Grace Cluin receives a disc in horse, Western level, rabbit, vet science, and a certificate in visual arts. Willow Rouser receives a certificate in the following projects: Family Adventures, Cooking 101, Meat Goat, Rabbit, and Swine. Ari Judd receives a certificate in sheep and in swine. Devin Judd receives a certificate in sheep and in swine. Colton Merritt receives a certificate in swine. Courtney Merritt receives a disc in beef and a certificate in sheep. Dylan Anderson receives a disc in shooting sports archery and a certificate in swine and woodworking. Sawyer Anderson receives his certificates in shooting sports archery, swine, and woodworking. Dylan Camps receives a certificate in beef and in swine, and he's receiving his 7-year member keychain. Gabby Rouser receives a certificate in cooking 301 and swine. Aubrey Walbailey receives a certificate in beef and in sheep. Kinsey Howie receives a disc in family adventures and sheep, and a certificate in photo photography and swine, as well as her 9-year member blanket. And Allison Camps receives a certificate in beef and in swine, and her 9-year member blanket. And here is clue number 3. I only work in black, and sometimes very, very dark gray. Thank you.
Well done, 4-H members. Now welcome Jennifer Beatty to the podium to present the Toston Blue Ribbon Club Awards.
Thank you, Samantha. So I'm first going to give you movie quote number 4. I never look back, darling. It distracts from the now. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our Toston Blue Ribbon 4-H Club's member awards. So Felix Flynn, for his 2nd year in 4-H, gets a Clover Bud certificate. Savine Flynn, for her 2nd year in 4-H, gets a Clover Bud certificate. Catherine Six, for her 2nd year as a Clover Bud, gets a certificate. Andrew Beatty, for his 1st year in 4-H, gets a Meat Goat Level 1 disc and a robotics disc. Alex Kiddo, for his 1st year in 4-H, earns a certificate in crop science, small grains. Chloe Flynn, 2nd year in 4-H, receives a certificate in babysitting, a certificate in food and nutrition, cooking 201, and a certificate in photography level 1. Nolan Flynn, for his 2nd year in 4-H, receives a certificate in shooting sports archery, a certificate in small engines level 2. Emily Taves, a 3rd year member, receives a certificate in swine level 1 and a certificate in visual arts, get started in art. Anna Beatty, a 4th year member, receives a disc in food and nutrition, cooking 301, and a disc in photography level 1. Tanner Bird, a 4th year level 4-H member, receives a certificate in shooting sports for shotgun, a certificate in swine level 2, and a certificate in visual arts, getting started in art. Spencer Broughton, a 4th year member, receives a certificate in crop science, a disc in Meat Goat level 1, a certificate in shooting sports archery, and a disc in swine level 2. Aiden Kiddo, a 4th year 4-H'er, receives a certificate in crop science, small grains, a certificate in shooting sports archery, and a certificate in shooting sports small bore .22 rifle. Kenzie Knob, another 4th year member, receives a certificate in food nutrition, baking 2, a certificate in knitting as a beginner, and a certificate in scrapbooking level 1. Caitlin Noyes, another 4th year member, receives a disc in food and nutrition, cooking 101, a disc in photography level 1, a disc in rabbit level 2, a disc in scrapbooking level 1, a disc in sheep level 2, a disc in shooting sports archery, a disc in swine level 2, and a disc in visual arts, getting started in art. Ms. Shayla Lambot, our 5th year member, receives a certificate in babysitting, a certificate in food and nutrition for baking 1, a certificate in gardening level A, a disc in leathercraft level 1, a certificate in quilting beginner, and a certificate in scrapbooking level 1. Bailey Taves, a 5th year member, receives a disc in goat meat level 1, certificate in her photography level 2, a certificate in poultry level 1, and a certificate in rabbit level 2. Colton Noyes, an 8th year member, receives a disc in beef level 1, a disc in crop science, small grains, a disc in goat for breeding, a disc for meat goat level 2, a disc in leadership, a disc in livestock judging, a disc in photography, a disc in shooting sports for archery, a disc in sport fishing, a disc in swine, a disc in welding, a disc in wildlife, and a disc in woodworking. For Kaden Broughton, she is a 9th year member, so she receives a blanket as being in 4-H for 9 years. She also is awarded a disc in beef breeding and a disc in swine. Nate Hill is a 10th year member in 4-H, and he is awarded a disc in beef, a certificate in leadership, and a certificate in swine. And finally, Wade Leachman, also a 10th year member in 4-H, receives a disc in beef and a certificate in swine. Additionally, I would like to award some of our officers in our club pins. Colton Noyes as our president, Caitlin Noyes as our secretary, Anna Beatty as our treasurer, Spencer Broughton as our parliamentarian, Chloe Flynn and Emily Taves as our caller historian, Caden Broughton as our junior Cloverbud leader, and that's, I think, it. So thank you very much, Tossin Blue Ribbon 4-H Club. Oh, and Bailey Taves as our vice president. Sorry, Bailey. So congratulations to all of you in Tossin Blue Ribbon.
Great job, 4-Hers. Now please welcome Elkhorn Clover's new leader, Kat Warburton, to present their club awards.
Hello. So I'm stepping in as our new club leader for Elkhorn Clovers this year. I just want to say thank you to Pam McDonald for everything that she's done for this club so far. She retired this year from club leader, so hopefully we got a fresh new year coming. All right, so from my club, the Elkhorn Clovers, we have Danica Cockler. She's a Cloverbud. She received her certificate. Autumn Hankey, Goat Dairy Level 1. She received her disc. Sarah Morgan received her disc for Dog Level 1. Kylie Warburton received her disc for Rabbit Level 1 and for Shooting Sports Shotgun. Tamsin Kokler received her disc for Leathercraft Level 1, Photography Level 2, and Veterinary Science Level 1. Kayla McDonald received her disc for Horse Western Level 1, Sheep Level 1, Shooting Sports Archery, and Swine Level 2. Tylee McDonald received her disc in Photography Level 2. Great job, guys. I'm really proud of you. And now for our movie quote, roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Good luck, guys. And that was quote number 5.
Hi, I'm Cassie Cooper, leader of the Winston Eager Beavers, and here are the awards for our club. For Tegan Craft, Cloverbud, a certificate, it's her first year. Addison Craft, second year, she receives a disc for Dog Level 1. For Michaela Craft, her second year, she also gets a disc in Dairy Cattle Level 1. For Elaine McDonald, it's her second year, and she receives a disc in Horse Western Level 1 and Swine Level 1. For Barrett McDonald, he receives a disc, it's his fourth year, he receives a disc for Beef Level 1, Horse Western Level 2, and Swine Level 2. For Christina Paveo, she's been in 4 years. She will receive a certificate in Photography Level 1 and Veterinary Science Level 1, and a disc in Dog Level 1, Goat, Meat Goat Level 1, Horse Western Level 1, Poultry Level 1, Rabbit, and Sheep Level 1, and Small Bore 22 rifle. For Ross McDonald, he is a 5-year member. He will receive a disc in Beef Level 1, Horse Western Level 2, and Swine Level 2. For Haven Cooper, she is a 9-year member. She receives a member blanket, and she also will receive a disc in Meat Goat Level 2, Leathercraft Level 1, and Poultry Level 2. For Jordan Perry, she is also a 9-year member and will receive a blanket as well. She will receive a disc in Horse English Level 5 and Horse Western Level 5. Congratulations, Winston Eager Beavers Club, for a great year.
Hi, my name is Becky Flynn, and Josie Reynolds and I are the new leaders of the newest 4-H club, Rocky Mountain Rough Hands. We've had a great first year, and we're just really proud of our little club and how hard you've all worked. So the awards this year, Silas Bingham is a Cloverbud. It's his first year, and he gets a certificate. Mila Gravely is her first year as a Cloverbud, and she gets a certificate. Hallie Harrickfeld, year 1 in Cloverbud, she gets a certificate. And Rosin Reynolds, first year in Cloverbud, she gets a certificate. Gracie Bingham has been in 4-H for 1 year, and she gets a disc in cake decorating level 1 and a certificate in dog level 1. Sawyer Harrickfield, it's his first year in 4-H. He gets a disc for sport fishing level 1 and a disc for swine level 1. Stetson Reynolds is his first year in 4-H. He gets a disc for dog level 1 and a disc for swine level 1. Kobe Flynn is his third year in 4-H. He gets a disc for sheep level 1 and a disc for shooting sports archery. Cinch Reynolds is his third year in 4-H. He gets a disc for beef level 1, a certificate for beef breeding, a disc for shooting sports archery, and a disc for swine level 1. Peyton Turcott is her 4th year in 4-H. She gets a disc for leathercraft level 1. Cassidy Flynn is her 5th year in 4-H. She gets a disc for beef level 2, a disc for beef breeding, and a disc for sheep level 1. Taylor Noyes is her 10th year in 4-H. She gets a disc in beef level 1, a disc in horse western, a disc in leadership level 2, a disc in livestock judging, a disc in photography level 3, a disc in quilting, a disc for sheep level 2, a disc for shooting sports archery, a disc for swine level 3, and a disc for veterinary science level 2. And we miss you, Taylor. And that's it. Again, very proud of our club. Well done, everybody.
Wow, congratulations on your many achievements, 4-Hers. And we are just getting warmed up in our awards presentation. So please welcome Terry back to the podium to begin the Youth Specialty Awards.
Thanks, Samantha. The Ike Delger Memorial Award is awarded to an outstanding woodworking project member based on the member's overall project records and woodworking displays at the 2020 4-H Fair. This senior member does a great job of keeping records and has created numerous woodworking items, such as a personalized family birthday calendar and a set of cornhole boards. Recipients of this year's award is Colton Noyes of the Toston Blue Ribbon Club. Excellent work, Colton. Our next award is the Secretary's Award, which showcases the ability to take detailed and correct notes during club meetings, then turn those notes into a comprehensive snapshot, if you will, of each meeting, including what business was contributed or conducted and completed, who was present at the meeting, who made the motions, what motions were passed, and other important details. This year's Secretary Award is presented to not only one, but 3 top-notch secretaries in our county. Congratulations to Grace Krager of the Old Baldy Club, Caitlin Noyes of the Toston Blue Ribbon Club, and Cassidy Flynn of the Rocky Mountain Rough Hands. Well done, ladies. Our 6th quote of the night is, "It's not until you lose everything that you truly appreciate everything."
The Historian Award is given to a club historian who demonstrates a knack for keeping a photo record book of the club's activities and events, and then is presented in an appealing and organized way. This year's Historian Award goes to Ava Boaz from Old Baldy. Well done, Ava. I Challenge You Award. The Leaders Council made a change within the last few years and revamped the I Dare You Award into the I Challenge You Award. On behalf of the Leaders Council, we want to challenge young people to achieve their highest potential and influence others' lives of leadership and service. The award is intended to focus on emerging leaders, those young adults who have qualities and abilities to lead, but who may not yet recognize or act on their leadership potential. The award is a scholarship for up to $150 in registration fees to a state 4-H event, such as Congress, Rec Lab, Leaders Forum, or Ambassador Fall Training. This year, the council challenges not just one, but a whole group of emerging young leaders. The winners for this year's awards are Grace Kroger from Old Baldy, Ari Judd from Crow Creek Clovers, Cassidy Flynn from Rocky Mountain Rough Hands, Scarlett McDaniels from Old Baldy, Anna Beatty from Toston Blue Ribbon. These ladies will have up to 2 4-H years to use their scholarship. Congrats to all, and we are excited to see you at the upcoming statewide 4-H events.
Each year, our county 4-H members compose a My 4-H story that shares their general achievements and activities during the past 4-H year. The club leaders then pick top stories from their clubs for the Leaders Council to read. Then the council chooses the very top stories in 3 divisions. The My 4-H story for the first year division this year goes to 3 young recipients, young writers: Alex Kiddo of the Toston Blue Ribbon, Abigail McCauley of Old Baldy, and Stetson Reynolds from the Rocky Mountain Rough Hands. The My 4-H Story Junior Division Award goes to Grace Krager of Old Baldy. And the My 4-H Story and the Senior Division Award goes to Taylor Noyes of the Rocky Mountain Rough Hands. Awesome job and well done, young writers.
Good evening, 4-Hers and 4-H families. It's my honor to get to present the following awards for Achievement Night. The first award I get to present is the Achievement Award. It is also for senior members to be recognized for attaining broad knowledge of 4-H projects and activities while contributing to the improvement of family and community living. This individual has become a skilled, productive, and self-directed leader. Their 4-H experiences have led them to become a caring, capable, and competent member of society by participating in community affairs and developing skills and knowledge for lifelong use. Please help me congratulate this year's Achievement Award recipient. The envelope, please. This year's Achievement Award recipient, Wade Leachman of the Toston Blue Ribbon Club. Congratulations, Wade Leachman. Nice job. The Citizenship Award aims to recognize a senior member who has practiced leadership skills and roles to participate in community affairs and has shown social responsibility by respecting and responding to the needs and rights of others. This person has acquired such skills that are essential for becoming an active, responsible U.S. citizen and is aware of how their relationships with others affects our community, both locally and globally. It is my pleasure to announce this year's Citizenship Award, which actually goes to 2 outstanding young people. The envelope, please. And this year's winners are Caden Broughton and Nate Hill, both of the Toston Blue Ribbon Club. Congratulations, Caden and Nate. Well done. The Agriculture Award is meant to recognize senior members who have demonstrated leadership qualities in their agriculture project area, as well as challenge themselves to continue learning in their project areas while actively participating in other facets of our 4-H program. In addition, these individuals apply their project knowledge and skills into other areas of their life. We are proud to present this year's Agriculture Award, again, to 2 well-deserving young people. The envelope, please. And the envelope says, this year's Agricultural Award winners are Wade Leachman of the Toston Blue Ribbon Club and Taylor Noyes of the Rocky Mountain Rough Hands. Congratulations to Wade and Taylor. Well done. The Leadership Award recognizes a senior member who has learned to identify and understand roles, attitudes, and tasks necessary for effective leadership. This individual also actively seeks guidance in leadership development while participating in program planning and implementation to help recruit new members and leaders. The Leadership Award honors the individual who has developed and practices leadership skills and applies them for lifelong use. The recipients of this award are true role models in their club, at our multi-county 4-H camp, and at state 4-H events. Please help me to congratulate this year's Leadership Award recipients. The envelope, please. They are Colton Noyes from the Toston Blue Ribbon Club and Haven Cooper from the Winston Eager Beavers. Congratulations, Colton and Haven. Job well done.
All right, time for another movie quote. Here's quote number 7. Love is putting someone else's needs before yours. That's quote number 7. And now we will have the announcing of the 2020 Fair Awards, a little recap. And here are Karen and Terry to start us off with the Indoor Awards.
The indoor interviews were different this year, but the quality of exhibits did not change, and we think they get better and better every year. We would like to share the overall results of the various indoor project exhibits. These awards are based on a point system and the ribbons that are earned at the fair. Certificates are given to the top 4-H juniors and senior exhibitors in every project area, as well as Cloverbud exhibitors. Then medals are given in every 4-H project category for junior and seniors. And lastly, there is an overall grand and reserve for junior and senior exhibitors.
Project winners receiving certificates this year are Beef, seniors Cassidy Flynn and Colton Noyes. Goat, senior Colton Noyes and junior Andrew Beatty. Horse, senior Taylor Noyes. Poultry, junior Briley Erickson. Rabbit, juniors Claire Swanson and Caitlin Noyes. Sheep, seniors Cassidy Flynn and Taylor Noyes. Juniors Briley Erickson and Caitlin Noyes. Swine, Colton Noyes. Juniors Sawyer Herringfeld and Caitlin Noyes. Vet Science, senior Taylor Noyes and junior Tamsin Kokler. Livestock Judging, senior Taylor Noyes. Robotics, junior Andrew Beatty. Crop Science, senior Colton Noyes. Gardening, junior Michaela Lambot. Leathercraft, junior Arabella McDaniel. Photography, senior Colton Noyes and junior Tamsin Kokler. Visual Arts, junior Caitlin Noyes. Scrapbooking, junior Caitlin Noyes. Leadership, senior Colton Noyes. Cake decorating, juniors Gracie Bingham and Briley Erickson. Cooking, junior Anna Beatty. Baking, junior Michaela Lambot. Welding, senior Colton Noyes. Woodworking, senior Colton Noyes. Outdoor Adventures, junior Kyla Meisner. Shooting Sports, senior Colton Noyes and junior Caitlin Noyes. Sports Fishing, senior Colton Noyes and junior Sawyer Herringfeld. Wildlife, senior Colton Noyes and junior Grady Erickson. Babysitting, junior Michaela Lambot. Family Adventures, senior Kinsey Howie. Sewing and Textiles, junior Kyla Meisner. Knitting and Crochet, junior Kinsey Knob. Quilting, senior Taylor Noyes and junior Michaela Lambot.
Here are the Cloverbuds who exhibited at fair receiving certificates. Silas Bingham, Ethan Fortner, Hallie Herringfeld, Rosin Reynolds, Catherine Six, Blake Roberts. Congratulations.
Our category winners receiving medals this year for Animal Sciences, senior Taylor Noyes and junior Caitlin Noyes. Engineering and Technology, senior Colton Noyes and junior Andrew Beatty. Environmental and Natural Sciences, senior Colton Noyes and junior Kyla Meisner. Family and Consumer Sciences, Senior Taylor Noyes and Junior Kyla Meisner. Plant Sciences, Senior Colton Noyes and Junior Michaela Lambot. Communication and Expressive Arts, Senior Colton Noyes and Junior Caitlin Noyes. Leadership and Personal Development, Senior Colton Noyes. Foods and Nutrition, Junior Caitlin Noyes. Our overall reserve champion junior indoor exhibitor is Kyla Meisner, who will receive a vest. Overall grand champion junior indoor exhibitor is Caitlin Noyes, who will receive a jacket. Overall reserve champion senior indoor exhibitor is Taylor Noyes, who receives a vest. And our overall grand champion senior indoor exhibitor is Colton Noyes, who will receive a jacket. Congratulations.
Hello everyone, my name is Jan Finn. I am one of the 4-H horse leaders. Today we'd like to say congratulations to our 2020 fair winners. We'll recognize 3 different age groupings. Super Starter Horse Showman, that award goes to Arabella McDaniel. We also go into the Junior Grand and Reserve Champion. Taking home Grand Champion went to Barrett McDonald, with his brother Ross coming in as Reserve Champion. Moving into Senior Division, both graduates of high school this year, Grand Champion Showman goes to Jordan Perry, Reserve to Taylor Noyes. On behalf of all of the horse leaders, thank you for a 2020 that was a bit unusual and very, very flexible. We look forward to seeing you all in 2021.
And here are your results from the dog show at fair this year. Reserve champion dog obedience was Kaylee Connor, receiving a vest. Grand champion dog obedience was Grace Krager, who receives a jacket. Reserve champion dog agility was Claire Swanson, receiving a vest. And grand champion dog agility was Christina Paveo, who will receive a jacket. And guess what? Time for movie quote number 8. Here's your quote, number 8. You must not let anyone define your limits because of where you come from.
And these are the results for the poultry show for the 2020 fair. The grand champion market poultry was Grady Erickson, who receives a buckle. The reserve champion market poultry was Grace Krager, who's receiving a jacket. The grand champion poultry was Grady Erickson, receiving a jacket. The reserve champion poultry was Scarlett McDaniel, receiving a vest. For our super starter poultry was Chase Roberts, who receives a trophy. Reserve champion junior poultry showmanship was Grace Krager, receiving a vest. And the grand champion junior poultry showman was Scarlett McDaniel, receiving a jacket. This is kind of a tongue twister, I'm just going to say. And the reserve champion senior poultry showman was Bailey Taves, receiving a vest. And finally, the grand champion senior poultry showman was Haven Cooper, receiving a jacket. And I'm just so proud of you all. You had an amazing show. Just keep up the great work. Thanks, guys.
Rabbit show results from fair this year. Grand champion market rabbit was Bailey Taves, who received a buckle. Grand champion rabbit was Scarlett McDaniel, receiving a jacket. Reserve champion was Christina Paveo, receiving a vest. Super starter rabbit showman was Arabella McDaniel, who received a trophy. Reserve champion junior rabbit showman Scarlett McDaniel, receiving a vest. Grand champion junior rabbit showman Grace Cluin, receiving a jacket. Reserve champion senior rabbit showman Christina Paveo, receiving a vest. Grand champion senior rabbit showman Bailey Taves, receiving a jacket.
And now for the swine show results from the fair. Super starter swine showman was Elaine McDonald, who received a trophy. Reserve champion junior swine showman was Dylan Anderson, receiving a vest. Grand champion junior swine showman was Spencer Broughton, and he receives a jacket. Reserve champion senior swine showman was Wade Leachman, receiving a vest. Grand champion senior swine showman was Caden Broughton, who receives a jacket. Reserve champion market hog was Wade Leachman, receiving a jacket. And grand champion market swine was Caden Broughton, who receives a buckle. And now for the Symbol of Excellence Awards. So due to processors' restrictions, not all of the hog carcasses were able to be evaluated this year, but those that were evaluated were eligible for this SOE award. The Symbol of Excellence Award program is funded by the Montana Pork Producers Council, and the criteria is based on industry carcass standards. The following young people received the Symbol of Excellence Award and is a certificate from the Montana Pork Producers Council. Those people are Tanner Bird, Caden Broughton, Colton Noyes, Kayla McDonald, Amelia Gonzalez, Abigail McCauley, Kaylin Sangray, and Grady Erickson. Movie quote time. Here is quote number 9. Try not, do or do not. There is no try. That's your number 9 quote. And here are the lamb show results from the fair this year. Super starter lamb showman was Cannon Green, who received a trophy. Reserve champion junior lamb showman was Kayla McDonald, receives a vest. And grand champion junior lamb showman was Cassidy Flynn. She will be receiving a jacket. Reserve champion senior lamb showman was Aubrey Wald-Billig, receives a vest. Grand champion senior lamb showman was Taylor Noyes, who receives a jacket. Reserve champion market lamb was Cassidy Flynn, receiving a jacket. And grand champion market lamb was Taylor Noyes, who receives a buckle. Certified lamb recipients receiving a certificate from the MSU Extension Sheep and Wool Lab are Aubrey Wald-Billig, Cannon Green, and Ari Judd.
Goat show results are reserve champion dairy goat was Grace Krager, who receives a vest. Grand champion dairy goat was Grace Krager, who receives a jacket. Super starter goat showman was Andrew Beatty, who received a trophy. Reserve champion junior goat showman was Scarlett McDaniel, receiving a vest. Grand champion junior goat showman was Spencer Broughton, receiving a jacket. Reserve champion senior goat showman was Haven Cooper, who receives a vest. Grand champion senior goat showman was Colton Noyes, who received a jacket. Reserve champion market goat was Colton Noyes, receiving a jacket. Grand champion market goat was Spencer Broughton, receiving a buckle.
And here are your results from the beef show from the fair this year. Reserve champion beef junior showman was Cinch Reynolds, who receives a vest. Grand champion junior beef showman was Cassidy Flynn, receives a jacket. Reserve champion senior beef showman was Nate Hill, he'll receive a vest. Grand champion senior beef showman was Wade Leachman, and he receives a jacket. Grand champion breeding beef was Cassidy Flynn, who receives a jacket. Reserve champion market beef was Taylor Noyes, receives a jacket. And grand champion market beef was Wade Leachman, who will receive a buckle. Wow, that recap of fair was awesome. Congratulations again to all of the fair participants, parents, and volunteers. We are very near the end of our awards presentation, and with just a couple more awards and a few words from our extension agent. But I have another movie quote for you. This is quote number 10. Sometimes the right path is not the easiest one. That's your quote number 10. The 4-H Spirit Award recognizes a worthy individual, a deserving group or club that has contributed to Broadwater County 4-H going above and beyond while exemplifying the spirit of 4-H. The recipient of the Spirit Award had a tremendous obstacle to tackle as a result of the pandemic, as we all did. But without their dedication, troubleshooting, problem solving, and overall efforts to make sure our 4-H members were able to exhibit and compete, our 4-H fair would not have happened this year. We are excited to announce this year's Spirit Award, which goes to our very own Broadwater 4-H FFA Livestock Committee. The Livestock Committee includes Chairman Jason Noyes, Vice Chair Eric Leachman, Secretary Treasurer Julianne Hill, and members Matt Anderson, Hugh Broughton, John Ferret, Nathan Judd, Alice Krager, Marlo Leachman, Gemma Lockery, Tansy McDaniel, Pam McDonald, Lori Sayers, and Kat Warburton. Congratulations once again, and thank you so much for all of your time, efforts, and dedication to making sure our 4-H fair was possible. And now the Friend of 4-H Award. The Friend of 4-H Award recognizes someone who has shown a great passion for and commitment to our 4-H program. This year's recipient goes to a very special couple that has shown amazing support in so many ways, giving their time, energies, expertise, passion, and leadership unselfishly for many years. They have touched the hearts and minds of many 4-H members and leaders alike. Their commitment and love of our youth program is absolutely immeasurable. Please give a big, hearty round of applause for our 2020 Friend of 4-H, Jason and Karen Noyes. Thank you so much for all that you both do for our program. It would not be what it is without you.
It's always my pleasure to recognize our hardworking volunteers. I really do work with an amazing team of people that make our 4-H program possible. This year has certainly had its challenges with COVID, we all know that, and the leaders that we have really stepped up to make sure that fair happened this year and that our 4-H program continue to happen. We really wouldn't have the program that we have today that continues to grow without the support of our volunteers in our program. So we have a little gift for all of the leaders. When I call your name, please come forward to receive your gift. And again, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do for our 4-H program and for the youth of Broadwater County. All right, so starting off, we have Matt Anderson, who is on the Livestock Committee and an archery leader. Jennifer Beatty, who is the club leader for Tustin Blue Ribbon and involved in indoor committee and council. Todd Beatty is going to be involved with the shooting sports program. Corey Bird with Livestock Committee. Carmen Broughton with the Tustin Blue Ribbon Club. Hugh Broughton with Tustin Blue Ribbon Club Livestock Committee and the Swine Project leader. Amber Burgess is a leader for the Winston Eager Beavers. Marlena Caffrey Hogawide is a member of the indoor committee and helps with gardening and embroidery. Cassie Cooper is our Winston Eager Beaver Club leader and also participates in council and is the photography leader. Jessica Erickson is involved with indoor committee and is our cake decorating leader. John Ferret is on Livestock Committee. Samantha Ferret is on indoor committee council and our quilting leader. Jan Finn is a horse leader. Julie Flynn is a dog leader. Becky Flynn is the club leader for Rocky Mountain Rough Hands 4-H Club. Julianne Hill is our Secretary Treasurer of Livestock Committee. Chris Hogawide is a shooting sports leader. Sarah Holland is our sewing leader. Tina Holman is a horse leader. Joe Horn is a shotgun leader. Terry Howie is a Crow Creek Clover Club leader, along with being involved with indoor committee and council. Nathan Judd is on the Livestock Committee. Melanie Kimpton is a horse leader. Todd Kiddo is a crop science leader. Julie Cluin is a robotics leader. Renee Kopler is involved with the Clover Buds, outdoor adventures, and vet science. Alice Kroger is the club leader for Old Baldy 4-H Club, as well as on Livestock Committee. Eric Leachman is on Livestock Committee. Marlo Leachman on Livestock Committee. Gemma Lockery on Livestock Committee. Tansy McDaniel is on Livestock Committee, Horse Committee, and is our gold leader. Barry McDonald is on the Horse Committee, as well as an archery leader. Pam McDonald is the club leader for Elkhorn Clovers 4-H Club, is on indoor committee and livestock committee. Marty Miskus is our leather craft leader. Jason Noyes is the president of the livestock committee and is also the archery leader. Karen Noyes is our president of our 4-H council and also involved with indoor committee and many other things. John Paveo is the 22 rifle leader. Ashley Rouser was our foods and nutrition leader. Rob Rouser was leader for exchange. Vanessa Rouser is leader for exchange and as well as food and nutrition. Josie Reynolds is the club leader for Rocky Mountain Rough Hands, as well as very helpful is the Office Administrative Assistant for most of the year last year. Donna Richards is our horse leader. Elaine Rice is our sports fishing leader. Lori Sayers was livestock committee. Sarah Seiler, horse leader. Katria Schendall, visual arts leader. Erica Wall, hunting leader. Katrina Warburton, rabbit leader. And Liz Wishman was a shotgun leader. So I know that for many leaders, things didn't go as planned this year, but we really appreciate all the time and effort that you put in to do things differently. We still had an amazing fair this year. So thank you again to all of the leaders for all that you do. We really could not do 4-H without you here in Broadwater County.
On behalf of the Broadwater 4-H Leaders Council, Livestock Committee, Indoor Committee, and all 4-H members and families, we would like to extend a special thank you to Allison. Your countless hours dedicated to 4-H truly makes a difference and continues to make the best better. Thank you, Allison, for all you do.
Before we end our event, I would like to share with you the 4-H Creed. I believe in 4-H club work for the opportunity it will give me to become a useful citizen. I believe in the training of my head for the power it will give me to think, plan, and reason. I believe in the training of my heart for the nobleness it will give me to be kind, sympathetic, and true. I believe in the training of my hands for the ability it will give me to be helpful, skillful, and useful. I believe in the training of my health for the strength it will give me to enjoy life, to resist disease, and to work efficiently. I believe in my country, my state, and my community, and in my responsibility for their development. In all of these things, I believe, and I am willing to dedicate my efforts to their fulfillment. Thank you all for coming to the 2020 Virtual Achievement and Awards event. I hope you enjoyed the program and have become inspired to make the best better and realize that 4-H provides an opportunity for all. That concludes our awards program. Thank you to all of the leaders, council members, and community members for helping make this virtual event possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with our final movie quote, number 11. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Bye.